everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating and complex relationships in the Marvel Universe, the story of Thanos and Death. Buckle up, because this is a wild ride through cosmic power, unrequited love, and epic battles. Let's get started. First off, let's talk about Thanos. Thanos, the Mad Titan, is one of the biggest baddies in the Marvel Universe. He was born on Titan, a moon of Saturn, to Eternals Alars and Suisan. Thanos was different from his peaceful, enlightened peers. He was born with deviant syndrome, giving him his iconic purple skin and huge physique. Even as a kid, Thanos was obsessed with death and destruction. Spoiler alert, this obsession shapes his entire life. So, Thanos meets Mistress Death as a young adult. Now, in the Marvel Universe, death isn't just a concept, but a real sentient being. But for Thanos, she appears as a beautiful woman, and he's immediately smitten. This first meeting solidifies his obsession, and he decides he needs to win her love. But how do you win the affection of death? By causing as much death and destruction as possible, of course. Thanos believes that by showing Mistress Death unprecedented chaos, she'll fall for him. To do this, he goes after some of the most powerful artifacts in the universe. Early on, in Captain Marvel Edition 28, Thanos gets his hands on the Cosmic Cube, also known as the Tesseract in the MCU. This thing can grant any wish, making Thanos nearly all-powerful. But the Avengers and Captain Marvel eventually stop him. Then, there's the big one, the Infinity Gauntlet. In this storyline, Thanos gathers all the Infinity Stones, space, time, reality, power, mind, and soul, and puts them in the Infinity Gauntlet, snaps his fingers, and poof, half the universe is gone. He thinks Death will be super impressed, but she just shrugs it off. Frustrated and still love-struck, Thanos' actions bring Earth's heroes and cosmic beings together to take him down. Led by the Avengers, Adam Warlock, and Silver Surfer, they eventually defeat him and undo his snap. Thanos' love for Death is unrequited. No matter how much destruction he causes, Death never reciprocates his feelings. This drives him to more and more desperate acts. His obsession is one-sided. He offers her grand gestures of death and chaos, but she remains indifferent. This just pushes him to try even harder. This obsession adds a lot of depth to Thanos' character. He's not just a power-hungry villain, but also a deeply flawed individual seeking acceptance and love. This makes his character much more interesting and complex. In Marvel The End storyline, Thanos gets his hands on the heart of the universe, a power source even more powerful than the Infinity Gauntlet. With this power, Thanos realizes that the universe needs to be destroyed and reborn to maintain cosmic balance. This realization leads him to sacrifice himself to save the universe, showing a rare moment of clarity and redemption. But Thanos' death is never permanent in comics. He's resurrected multiple times, each time with new plans and schemes. His obsession with death continues to drive him. Once, Thanos teams up with Annihilus to use the Annihilation Wave to conquer the universe. He hopes this will impress Death, but he's ultimately stopped by Nova and other cosmic heroes. In the Thanos Imperative storyline, Thanos helps stop the Cancerverse, a universe where death doesn't exist. This time, he's an unlikely ally driven by his desire to restore the natural order of life and death. This storyline further explores his complex relationship with Death. Now, if we talk about Death is a significant figure in the Marvel Universe, interacting with various characters and storylines. She's been involved with characters like Deadpool and the Phoenix Force, exploring themes of mortality and the balance between life and death. Death's portrayal as a beautiful, enigmatic woman symbolizes the mystery of mortality. Her interactions with Thanos remind us of the omnipresence of death and how it shapes the actions of individuals. Thanos' story was also adapted in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, where he's the main antagonist in the Infinity Saga. While there are differences, his quest for balance and the Infinity Stones remain central themes. In the MCU, Thanos wants to bring balance to the universe by eradicating half of all life to prevent overpopulation and resource depletion. This adds a layer of complexity to his character. So, the story of Thanos and Death is a rich tale of cosmic power, unrequited love, and psychological depth. Thanos' obsession with death drives his actions, making him one of the most formidable and complex villains in the Marvel Universe. Whether in the comics or on the big screen, this saga remains a compelling narrative, highlighting the timeless allure of Marvel's cosmic tales. So, that's it for today's deep dive. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this. See you next time, and maximum efforts, everyone!